And we're off to the airport, driving down the street. Just picked up someone, and I had to meet. Okay, so this is a side street, so it's not really too bad. And we're going. Speed limit is like 25, but that's a school zone. Truck with trailer almost hit me because they turned too wide. At the stop sign, yielding, going into traffic. About to get on the bridge, so you got to get over in the lane. For me, I try to stay in the lane near where I'm about to go, so it's not any last minute sudden rush or anything like that. So now we to the light. Well, you make it right at the light. No texting and driving, though, people. Even though we do it a lot as a society, it's very dangerous. And so many people are holding up red lights, swerving, hitting things, hitting people because they're looking at the phone. Not to mention, the stuff on the phone is not even of importance, so it could easily wait. Or if it's that serious, you can pull over, or if you have passengers, you can have someone else drive. But it's so common now. It's like, do are we going to conform to that, or will people eventually start seeing the dangers of doing it? I myself utilize the hands-free devices in my vehicle. Like when I want to change music, I just press the Siri button on the steering wheel and do it. And even with GPS, I get a general idea of where I'm going so that even though I have a dashboard map, I'm not looking at it. And also, if I'm on the interstate, I know that with the interstate, your response times are extremely low. So that is the place where attention, if you don't pay attention anywhere while driving, the interstate is so important. And as y'all will see in this video, it is a common thing in this city that people are in the left lane going not even like the speed limit, below the speed limit. I'm not sure if this is something that I didn't pay attention to previously in my earlier years, but it feels like it's worse than ever now. Like even times that is not traffic, you'll see congestion and then you'll see a car either in the middle or left lane instead of the right lane going below the speed limit. They don't use emergency signals to let you know that it's an emergency. And a lot of the times, it's people who are not aware of where they're going versus just stopping. If you get to the point of not knowing where you're going and you're in the middle of driving, safely stop. That is so dangerous, but it's so common and it's selfish because wherever the person is going, it's obviously not an emergency. Otherwise, I would assume places like hospitals and things like that, it's easy to find those. And it puts other people's life in danger. You can have a person in a car just driving with their family to go eat ice cream and now they're dead because of something somebody on the road did. They didn't get their directions in order. Their passengers are telling them to make turns at the last minute, and rather than them safely making a U-turn, because safety should always be the top priority when we're driving, because it's a vehicle that weighs tons of pounds. No one can pick up a car off of you except those fitness influencers on TikTok. Other than those people who are superheroes and Avengers, a person cannot pick up a car off of you. So people need to act accordingly. As you can see here, the fast lane, I'm passing people, and eventually, if I get to a point to where I'm no longer passing people or that someone is behind me, I move. I always move. The only time I cannot move is if that right lane is congested with people that are blind spotting you, which is so crazy. That's another thing. Stay out of people blind spot. You should not have a car where you both are symmetrically driving. Either you pick up speed slightly or drop speed lower and let them get over because people will have you in their blind spot, and most people I see on based off this video are barely paying attention, and all it takes is one split movement for them to just have a jerk reaction to want to get over and they hit you. Even though most people I see now with newer vehicles have blind spot indicator, It's not being used. It's not. Like, this is one of those videos where I can't even be positive about it. Like, well, actually, look at the views. Those clouds are beautiful, first of all. That's something that I looked at the whole time. But like in this instance right here, you see that car in the far right having to go faster because us in the left lane are not moving fast enough. Granted, they should have probably got in the left lane and then all of us would have just moved out the way. But what happens with that is that now you have two fast lanes and then anyone in between is sandwiched. And that's where it creates a problem because you have people that are nervous drivers. Like in New Orleans, it is extremely common for people to live on one side of the river, which is this bridge is crossing the river, and not cross the other side of the river because they live in mental cages where if they have to get on the freeway, they feel like that's far away, even though it may be a 5 minute ride. So a lot of locals will speak of going to the other side of town, which is 15 minutes away, like if it's a road trip. And it doesn't have to be that way. This area right here where we're at typically has a lot of congestion, which I happen to catch them at a decent time, shockingly and gratefully, because the person who I'm bringing to the airport asked at the very last minute, even though I asked them 3 weeks before, where you gonna need a ride to the airport, and they swore to God, oh, I gotta ride to the airport, oh yeah. But in true unorganized fashion, they did not. And as you can see, I'm passing in the passing lane. Definitely passing. And my boy earlier that was in the right lane, he finally found his place and he's pushing it. And we both pushing it, which in some states, they don't want you to be in the fast lane at all, like if you're not passing. But I think in this instance from New Orleans having a merger between the actual interstate and US Highway 90, it's acceptable. Is that a brake light I see? See, that's another thing. People need to learn how to coast. Brakes are for stopping. Brakes are not for slowing down in instances like this. If you keep a safe distance from the car in front of you, if you notice, because the one thing about driving, we're supposed to be paying attention. If a person is paying attention, you can visibly notice that the car in front of you is either speeding up or slowing down. In that instance, that is your chance to take your foot off the gas, because magic, especially if you're either heading straight or upward, if you take your foot off the gas while going straight or upward, your car will lose speed instantly. And it will be a pace to where you won't hit the car in front of you because you should have been on the interstate. You should be at least 2 to 3 cars behind the person. If you can see the back of the back passenger's head, you're too close. And I'm noticing that with people driving out here, and it doesn't match. New Orleans median income is $28,000 a year. So no one on the road is getting to a bag big enough that deserves all of this recklessness. Not to mention, many of the people who drive fast out here regularly slam on brakes while speeding, which does not make sense because what do they do afterwards? They speed up again only to brake again. I'm not sure like if that's a cognitive delay or a cognitive error in people, but it's ugly. Like places like Texas, Miami, New York. Well, New York was always congested when I was there, so I didn't really get to see how the people drive when they don't have traffic. But other places, when people speed, it have a little bit more sexiness to it. It have a little bit more calculation, more strategy. Out here, the people speed like if they're under the influence of some type of manic substance. Not to mention, they'll do all of this and then go pull up at McDonald's or something like that. Okay, Mr. Truck in the left pushing it. I wonder if I can make this bigger. No, I can't. I really want to see the screen bigger though, because this view is kind of small. Maybe I can make this bigger. Okay, yep. So now we passing. This is kind of smooth right here, where we at, and I do not know how this is gonna sound, but I'm recording on my laptop. Laptop, drop top, input volume, mute project, input source. I don't, yeah. So now I'm back in the middle lane because I wasn't shitting, so I got off the pot. But that's how the game goes. Clip size. Zoom. If I can make this bigger. There are settings button over here. No, there is not. Okay, so yeah. Now, as you can see, I am going, but I'm not in the left lane because what I'm going to do is, if I see myself getting too close to that car in front of me, I'm going to get over. Shout out to that truck right there. I love those kinds of trucks. That truck with the thing on the back, that's another thing out here. And I'm sure it's like that everywhere, but I only live here, so I can only speak for here. The problem with debris and loads on the back of trucks, these people will put trash that is not bagged, that's not tied down, and get on the interstate and go 80 and not think that the gust of wind is going to blow through their truck bed and have debris flying everywhere. Honestly, it's like, I notice with society as a whole, not individual people, but as a whole, it's very hard for us to focus on multiple things at once. So when we have pressing issues going on, people forget about the other things, and then those eventually become new pressing issues. One thing that us as a society needs to get better with is safety and understanding the risk that we take every day with the products we use. People who own vehicles, that is a very powerful tool, or even possession of a vehicle, that's an extremely powerful tool, and a lot of people abuse it. Like speeding in parking lots. When I go to gyms, no matter which gym I go to, or places where there are fun centers nearby, such as Chuck E. Cheese or those little bouncy places, people are going 30, 40 in parking lots. Like if a child can't just jump out in front of a car, or even more present that y'all gonna see in future videos, adults jump out in front of cars like children do. Like, because that's a whole different thing. We look at adults based off of appearance and age, but a lot of people mentally are children if you think about it. If you think about the way they handle emotional situations, how random they are, how when something doesn't make sense to them, they automatically attack it versus trying to understand it, or they have fear of it. And even children know, a lot of children are actually better than adults with understanding. It's like adults keep a lot of childlike characteristics, but they leave the brain part behind. But me and Mr. Truck, that truck to the left, we keep being near each other. That's crazy. Okay, look at them brake lights. Now, white truck right, whatever to the right, all they had to do was take their foot off the gas. They are further enough away from that vehicle where they could have took their foot off the gas and would not have had to brake. But what people do, they press the brakes while speeding, which you taking off brake pad very quick by doing that. Not to mention, you're speeding back up again. So you're lowering your fuel economy. The whole point of cruise control was the fact that when you're in a situation where you have distance between vehicles, you put your vehicle in cruise control, and then you can stop it gradually at lights. And with cruise control keeping you at a steady speed, you using less gas. Because when you press the gas, you're using the gas. But what most people don't realize is that you can press the gas at a certain level and maintain your speed, or use cruise control. Look at that, go to brakes again. Why are you speeding with brakes? And with them, they literally had nothing in front of them. Nothing was in fucking front of them, and they just slammed on fucking brakes just to get over it. And this is the emotional layer of me. I've grown to see these in different levels, but for entertainment purposes, I'm roasting the fuck out of these people. But that stupid ass shit, here we go, brakes again. But it doesn't help that Louisiana education level is the bottom in the country, which shows in a lot of the actions that these people do out here. Granted, I love my hometown or whatever, and I noticed that in social media society today, any criticism is seen as immediate hate and separation from something. But just like we can critique our family cooking during holiday time, just like we could critique whatever outfit our friend wearing when we going somewhere, just like we could critique whatever celebrity that we follow and what they did or who they dated. I feel like this the same thing. So I'm gonna stand on that. And honestly, if it wasn't a problem, I wouldn't be speaking on it. Now we see here, I'm in the fast lane. In these situations, I'm probably looking in my mirror and calculating who's behind me, who's in the lane next to me, because a lot of the times I try to drive as safe as possible unless I'm pushed to not drive safe as possible, and then I gotta drive as defensively as possible. But what I do is I make it my business to not cut people off. I make it my business to not get over if a person is in a blind spot of the lane I'm getting over to, because people out here have a bad habit of just randomly throwing their car in the next lane for no reason at all. A lot of the accidents out here be side accidents. And then there'd be a lot of side pieces, side men, side women. That MF right here to the right, you gotta watch them kind of trucks out here, because them people, they do not clean their beds right. They have a lot of loose debris, and you will get a rock chip. And them insurance companies is very musty and petty with trying to get you a claim, and they'll deny it and make you jump through hoops. Or like for me, they told me I needed a police report, knowing that police don't do police reports out here for rock chips. So essentially, it's my word and my dash cam footage against the fact that my windshield is chipped. But stay tuned for that, because I got a trick up my sleeve for that motherfucker. Bitch, you gonna get that rock chip fixed. And that's another thing too with the road. People, y'all be driving reckless when in Louisiana at one point, I don't know what it is now, but at one point it was 60% of people didn't have insurance on the road. So you playing with fire. You fuck around and get in an accident with somebody who don't have no insurance, and now either your insurance is dropping you or you paying an extreme amount in a deductible to get everything fixed. Not to mention, I can't wait to get to the video at nighttime. At nighttime, baby, you gotta see how many people ride with no lights on. The other day, I was driving and I seen somebody in the fog, baby, the fog that Batman be showing up in, with no lights on. Or the fact that people do not even know that flashing lights mean check your lights. I flashed this man like a hooker on Bourbon Street for Mardi Gras, and he would not turn his lights on. And it's like, sir, you're going to either kill yourself or somebody else. Not to mention these people who be having the lights off, or missing headlights, or missing tires, or missing edges, missing side teeth. They drive the worst. Not to mention they get pulled over and then be having weapons and drugs in the car, or be a wanted fugitive. And then he'll go to their grandma on TV. Oh, my baby was just going to the store to give me a Coke and some scratch-offs. I don't even know what happened. It's like, take accountability, bitch. Now, by this time, I see that this lane merge is over. So for me, what I do is whenever I'm coming to them kind of lanes, I automatically move over, because why the fuck would I stay right there? Granted, people still don't move. I don't understand. Now, one helpful tip would be to the people that's in those lanes to kind of have a higher speed coming in, but you got to have a sweet spot. You don't want to come in doing the speed limit, because you run the risk of hitting an idiot who didn't get over knowing that lane is there, especially if you're a local, because the lane never moved. It's always been there. Or you can kind of come in a little bit smoother, that way you settle in. But what I notice, a lot of people get nervous when they coming in and start braking or just doing shit, and they don't use turn signals either, because some of the lanes, like the lane you just saw, is directly in front of an exit lane, and people will be entering and exiting, but them motherfuckers don't be having their signal on. Signals are not optional. That's actually the law number one. So all you law-abiding citizens who always talking about people being criminals and shit, you bitches parking in handicap and not using turning signals and doing all of that other dumb shit, you a fucking criminal. Now this is the little loop to the airport. That's another thing. In New Orleans, these little turn things be beating these people ass out here. That's why these people in New Orleans do not be want to move. Because every time we come across one of these things, you got people all on the median, all about to hit the barrier, gotta press on brakes and stuff. When it comes to these types of things, if you learn to drive to where you become one with your vehicle. You learn how to coast. You learn how to glide. You learn how to let the steering wheel do the work sometimes. A lot of people be fighting with the steering wheel when it comes to doing turns to where you got to do a 360 turn with your wheel or 180 turn, whatever it is. And it don't even have to be that way. All those people who, when they turn in, they swing the car to the right to make a left turn. That does not make the turn easier, baby. If you get to a decent speed and you glide the wheel as the turn goes, baby, you will turn. People be doing like the little half 90-degree steering wheel turns and then wondering why they on the curve and stuff. Okay, now we get into the airport, this is the fun part. I can't believe this video is this long or that I've been talking this long, but this is actually kind of fun. This is super fun, actually. I like it. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get the screen bigger so that I can see a little bit more, because this size is small, and I'm sure it's a setting somewhere. That's what I've been doing while I've been talking, is actually looking at settings. So now we're getting to the airport, and here it's an airport. So I completely understand any type of, clutter, disarray, confusion. Now, granted, as you can see, I caught the airport on a good day because the amount of vehicles is nowhere near as much as it is when I'm usually going there for myself. Like cab, you should have had a turn signal on. Them type of cabs out here and cab services in New Orleans, they are the worst drivers. If they not in the fast lane going slow, they slamming on brakes, they doing all kind of weird stuff. Like, I think at some point they need to have mandatory refresher courses for people with driving. And maybe in the future, if y'all keep up with this cell phone shit, I'm sure that the insurance company is going to join forces with the government and do some type of shit to where, number one, vehicles going to have some type of insurance verification. Number two, it's going to be mandatory if you have insurance that you have your phone with you or some type of tracking device that monitors your speed. Because what regular citizens don't realize is that when big businesses keep losing money, laws change. That's what lobbying is. And that's not a conspiracy, because I know a lot of people who are not educated, when they hear the truth about a lot of things that they didn't know, they automatically call it a conspiracy because it saves them time of having to investigate and become further educated on it. However, when it comes to this cell phone shit and the fact of all of these accidents and stuff, insurance companies don't like that. They're losing money from that. So please believe, as regular citizens, they're going to make you pay for it. They're already doing it with the insurance rates, but they're going to get the government involved, because they already, if you look at most laws in the country, it's regarding businesses. If a person steals $200,000 from you, you'd be lucky if you get $1 back. But if you steal $200,000 from a business, you're going to get a felony and you're going to get a long time in jail. So when it comes to driving and cell phones and all this other stuff that people take for granted, like, just realize every law that we have is based off of somebody breaking it or somebody doing something that was big enough to make it a law. So people could feel how they want about texting and driving. You may even feel like you're good at it. That's the same thing with drinking and driving. They got people who feel like they're good at it, but at the end of the day, when that consequence hit, all them times that you got away with it don't matter no more, do it. So all they do is take one time. And not to mention, majority of the people, because everybody who using cell phones use it for different reasons. They have so many different apps. So it's unsafe to assume that a person who has their phone in their hand is automatically on social media. You might have a person looking at their investment portfolio, reading the news, looking at old pictures of loved ones or things like that. But for people who do spend majority of their time on social media, it's messing with your brain. Us as humans, just like animals are sensitive, we sensitive. Like, we really need water, we need food, we need sunlight, we need laughter, we need companionship, which it could come in the form of anything. So being on social media gives you none of that. It gives you the idea of having it and reminding you that you don't have it. So majority of the people are always feeling inadequate. A person could be that just graduated college, but on social media looking at people with PhDs and feel like, oh, instead of feeling like motivated, they feel like deflated. Like, oh my God, I just graduated, but it's not a master's. Versus, I just graduated, that was a beautiful accomplishment, and I'm grateful for everything of having it. And in the future, I wouldn't mind becoming a person with a master's degree, but I'm still worth and more than enough with a regular degree or whatever degree it is. And social media just keeps reminding people of that. Not to mention, majority of the people have unresolved trauma. When you have unresolved trauma, you live with your amygdala running your life. Your prefrontal cortex that has logic, sense, rationalization, self-reflection, accountability, and much, much more is usually turned off or very, very weak with influencing your daily decisions. When it comes to social media, it's a tool that was initially meant for connection, but what it's being used as now is something to control, and it is not, and it benefits people who have businesses. Because if I have a business and I have enough money to get a famous person to wear my shirt or wear whatever, everybody who follows that person is now going to be a customer of mine. All right, silver car, they getting to where they gotta go. But see, what happens is they doing that. The black car or whatever that is should have moved out their way, and the silver car shouldn't have never pressed brakes. But you know, in a perfect world, now what the silver car gonna do to the black car having a big ego and thinking that, oh, I belong here, even though that's I-10. This is the I-10 part of New Orleans we in. I-10 law is that you're supposed to use the left lane for passing only, but I don't think it's a full law out here like it is in Texas, because baby, in Texas they will pull that ass over on the interstate. They really need to start doing it out here too, though. I'm not gonna hold you. They really do need to start doing it out here. But anyway, so back to the social media thing. All it is just a trap. Like, people who don't use social media for so long, it's the same effect of a person quitting an addiction. Because people tell themselves they're gonna take breaks from social media, they can't. Even though there's nothing good coming from it. It didn't, like, if anything, people lose stuff on social media. You have people losing their life, you have people losing their loved ones through infidelity, you have people losing access to their kids because they're doing inappropriate stuff to children on the internet. You have people losing their job because I guess they didn't read the social media policy that every job has now. You have people losing sponsorships. You have whole celebrities, people who we probably would have loved to the end of time, that nobody messes with no more because of social media. And granted, it's not a finger point at social media, because the fault comes from the person. Like, when it comes to finger pointing, the fault is always going to come from the person doing the action. However, social media makes it easier for people to fall into these traps. That's why for me, I barely wanted to be on YouTube, because of the fact that I didn't like what it was doing to people. And I have a Superman complex that I have gotten over, to where whenever I see people in distress, I always want to instantly help them, but that's not my place. We all live in our own life, our own story, and it's only so much we can do to influence the story of somebody else. Like, outside of parenthood or some type of guardianship or mentorship, when it comes to just regular daily life, what people do around us is not our business to a certain extent. And that's okay, white truck. And that's another thing too, nuance. Nuance is a thing that is a part of everything. Like, I could say I like the color red, but I don't like red on my shoes or something like that, or red hats. That's nuance. So in society, when I say something about social media, the nuance is that that's not across the board. There's middle ground. There's different areas to it. And a lot of people who live emotionally don't understand nuance. So if I say it's gonna rain tomorrow, an emotional person will immediately, oh, I gotta go to work, oh, this and this, oh, this and this. Versus a person with logic will say, okay, it's gonna rain tomorrow. What can I do to make my day tomorrow as easy as possible, even though it's raining. Even though I accept the fact that it's raining because that's a natural thing that nature does and it's always going to rain, hopefully, unless it's a drought. Versus the people, oh, I wish I could have been at home. Oh, it's a good cuddle wiggle. It's like perspective is everything. But it all ties together because if you have people who are working class, who are trained to literally hope for a dream, hope for a goal, hope for something with wealth, hope for something with materialism. You rarely hear people say, I hope to have a life, no matter what possessions, that is peaceful, that is love, that is safe. You never hear that. I mean, you probably do, but you get what I'm saying. You hear more so, I want to be a millionaire. But babe, you couldn't even manage $1,000 for a week. And your monthly expenses, if without luxuries, is probably only $300. So it's like for us as people, when we have these wants, we have to start looking in the mirror and realizing who we are in that moment. Like, for me, I was a person who was just like everybody else. Join the gym, never change what I'm eating, never actually have a plan, never actually do research, just get excited that the first 2 weeks of water weight then fell off, and now all of a sudden I'm a gym rat because I'm going to the gym all of the time. But what I had to realize was my goal was to lose body fat. What causes body fat? Lots of things cause body fat, but in my instance, the body fat was caused by the fact that I was eating more calories than I was burning. I was drinking a lot of sugar calories because I was raised on cold drinks, aka soda, to out of town people. But anyways, pause that. That's a whole different video. Back to this. Okay, so we in the lane. Shout out to the 18-wheeler for staying in their place because nothing worse than an 18-wheeler in the fast lane going slow. Him right here, you could have moved over, but you all right, you're going slow too. I'm getting out the fast lane because we get to the point to where it's about to split between going to New Orleans East and going to where I'm about to go. And there we go, we got the baby flying. Fly like a bird, take to the sky. Need you now, Lord, to carry me high. Don't let the world break me tonight. Need your strength now. Okay, this person getting over. Okay, they got over and they sped up and they used their turn signals. Let's go, clap for them. Clap. Let's go. Okay, so now for me, I'm going to alright speed. Another thing too is speed of traffic. Because if everybody around you going 60 but the speed limit is 35, you're going to have to go 60, baby. That's like a street, I don't know if the street in this video, but it's a street that's 35, but everybody go 45 and up. Now granted, some people just be doing too fucking much because it's a 2-lane street and bitch, calm down. But not to mention, it's like they do it, I think if I am able, I'm going to start asking people who I witness driving fast, what fuels them? No pun. Because I need to know. Like for me, the fastest I drove was when I lived in Houston. Because you was going hours away for different things. And even then, it's like my fast ain't the fast I see on the road. These people make me look like a student driver the way they be driving. This little area too is trouble because the curves be killing the people. You know, the people out here that can't handle the curves. That's the infamous pumps of the city that always manage to break down when it's time for a disaster. Shout out to them. Looking all brand new and broken shit. Just like half of the citizens are brand new and broke. Not to mention, all of these new cars on the road. Why are y'all still texting? Look. Brake. And then that other car hurried up and hopped over. Still on brakes. Baby, if you don't coast, and for me, I'm in the lane because I don't want to end up riding this car in the middle. And we speeding, which is the speed of traffic at this point. That'd be that nerve right there, though. They need to have a utility highway just for trucks like that. Because it's either that or wrap them bitches in saran wrap or something. Because do you know the other day I witnessed a 18-wheeler texting and driving? Like, I gotta get through all this footage because, baby, these people, brakes again. All you had to do, bitch, was take your foot off the gas. Take your foot off the gas. Fuck is wrong with you? Mind you, throughout this whole video, the only time that I pressed brakes was at the airport and at that stop sign. But again, get into that beautiful skyline. I love how the camera gets the sky. I actually was thinking about doing a video that was going to have all of that. But other than that, you guys, with these types of videos, it's just YouTube. I don't know what the future holds, but what the present is that presently, I'm not fucking with any other forms of social media. And I may or may not go back to my regular YouTube channel, but I really don't care for it too much because there's a lot of people I don't care for that subscribed to me a long time ago. And I also don't like the fact that the parasocial shit. Like, we could all be cool and soul sisters and soul brothers, but baby, we need to be focusing on connections in real life. And if we living in a city that we keep feeling like we don't have connections, we need to move. Like for me, I know that I wouldn't connect with most people in New Orleans due to the ignorance and a lot of the anger and entitlement. Ignorance is really the big part, like heavy ignorance. Even when you reflect what a person said back to them to hear how stupid they fucking sound, they don't respond with logic. They just get angry or yell at you and stuff. So for me, I have connections with people, but my connections is built off of philanthropy. Like, I want to see more resources connect with the homeless and the elderly and think, look, bitch, get off the brakes, and elderly and shit like that. So I don't need to be cool with people to do all of that shit. What I need to do is know what grants we have, what programs we have. Also, I volunteered for the SPCA before. Like, I like shit like that. All this social shit that people be trying to do, the social hierarchy, trying to compete with each other, outdress each other, go to more events than each other. Girl, fuck all that. Because all you hoes is broke anyway. Y'all all competing on who can get the highest interest rates and the lowest credit scores. Like, let's compete about some real shit. Let's compete about who can raise their children the best, who can keep their house the cleanest, who can build up their neighborhood the fastest, who can unionize all of the people around them and become a community again. Because everybody always talking about community, safe space. Meanwhile, they the unsafest space. Look at these people's cell phones. Look at how many screenshots they have of shit. Look at their text messages and how much they gossip, how much they plot against each other. Like, and these are the same people who are online with all of the memes about positivity and female rap unity and all of that other stupid ass shit. The shit is false. Like, until we all, like, first of all, bitch, get off your brakes next to me. White truck in front of me, bitch. Why the fuck you doing that? Get your ass off the bridge. Matter of fact, fuck pulling people over. People need to start getting escorted off the road. Like, you don't get in trouble or nothing. Just tell a bitch to go home. Call them a Uber until they call in front of their house and tell them, bitch, try again. Anyways, back to the shit. People are not as genuine as they claim to be at all. That's why for me, I do not claim to be genuine overall or real. Okay, I think we're going to another video. Or was that it? Is that it? Oh yeah, that's it. Is that it? Let me see. Oh my God. Okay, y'all. That's it. Y'all have a great day.